And here we are with the Flowergod from theflowergod.com. And up for the day we're going to create a holiday centerpiece. And we're going to do that using cedar, which is starting to use now, and we're going to use some ponderosa pine and some white twigs and some sugar pine cones and then some roses. And you can use any kind of winter holiday greenery like Douglas fir or princess pine or cedar or any of those kind of winter greeneries. And right now he's using the cedar to cover up his mechanics. And what he also has is he has some ponderosa pine. And the ponderosa pine, he has just went out in his garden and cut it off of his tree. And basically it's just really long pine needles with a short stem on it that he's going to use to cover some of the mechanics. And again, here he's just using the cedar to cover up all the mechanics. And right here we're making an oblong centerpiece to go in the center of your rectangular holiday table. And he's just using the cedar to bring out the two edges of the centerpiece. And now he's moving over to the ponderosa pine. And the ponderosa pine is going to bring a little bit of height to the greenery of the centerpiece. It's got maybe 4 or 5 pine branches to place in here. And then he's going to move on to the twigs. And the twigs can pretty much be any kind of twig out of from your trees in your garden. And with these twigs, he has spray painted them white. And as you can see here, he is cutting multiple branches off of the twig and placing them in the center of the arrangement to bring some height to the centerpiece. And he's going to build a little forest in the center of the centerpiece, which will create the height on the arrangement. He's got maybe 6 or 7 twigs here, and you can use pretty much any twig. And he's spray painted them white to make them look like birch branches. And again, because this is a centerpiece, he is going to make it so that it looks nice from both sides of the table. So he's almost done with his twigs here, and then he's going to move on to the sugar pine cones. The sugar pine cones he has already pre-wired to green floral sticks, and so he's going to put the sugar pine cones on top of the cedar to bring the edges of the holiday centerpiece outwards in the oblong shape. He's going to use about 4 of these sugar pine cones, and these are the large pine cones. And you can also find these in your yard if you have a sugar pine tree. And then he's going to move on to his roses. And again, with these roses, he's going to use them on both sides of the centerpiece and in the center to make it so that it looks good from all angles. Now with these roses, he's already pre-tailored and pre-cut them to about the right length to go into the centerpiece. And tailoring, he explains in some of his other videos, which is basically to bend the petals of the rose outwards a little bit before placing it into the arrangement so that it pre-opens the rose and looks nice as soon as you complete the arrangement versus having to wait for the rose to open by itself. And he's going to use about a dozen red roses in the holiday centerpiece. And he's just about done now. He's got a couple roses left and just rounding out the arrangement. And there's the last rose, and that's pretty much it. It's taken about 4.5 minutes here for him to complete this holiday centerpiece, so it doesn't take a lot of time for you to put this together. And he's going to turn the arrangement so you can see that it looks nice from all different sides of the table. And so you can just take that and place it in your holiday table.